So a complaint I've been reading about online from a few people state that the Model 3 in particular has a lot of wind noise in the cabin. And while some owners have reported the same thing on Model S and X, I think a lot of it is regular cars also have that noise, but you don't have an engine like you would in an ICE car in this to drown that out. So I've actually noticed it in a few of my videos too. So we are actually going to try a wind noise reduction kit. It is kind of like a giant rubber band. It's actually UV stabilized rubber, the same that like most car manufacturers will use for like seals around doors and everything. And hopefully this helps. So I actually have in there right now, you might be able to even see it right there, a decibel meter as well as a GoPro that I've been recording everything with. And on the way home, I actually did some baseline testing. I want to put this in, redo that test, and see what kind of difference or improvement this possibly makes. So this isn't exclusive to Tesla though. All cars will actually have wind noise. It's just dependent on whether or not you have an engine loud enough to drown that out. Now some car manufacturers have actually taken to putting extra like padding and different like sound absorbing materials around the car. And while we could do that, that would actually add some extra weight, which I'm not really interested in doing since we kind of raced this car. So we're gonna try this out, hope it works. And so this seal is actually going to go around everything right here in this gap, because this little gap right here, you can kind of see like right there, as air is coming over this, it'll fall in there and kind of create like a little eddy, and that can create wind noise. A little bit here on the side too, and maybe even a little bit back here. But the nice thing is this rubber seal will actually go and cover everything around this panel of glass. So I'll go ahead and link this all down below if you would like to purchase this. And as a friendly reminder, if you use code Tesla Inventory, you can actually get 15% off your first order at Abstract Ocean. So make sure you guys do that if you are interested in any of this. So as you can see here, it kind of comes in like one giant piece. Do not cut this whatever you do. I will show you how to work in a little excess if you have a little blurb sticking out. It's not that hard. Don't cut it though, because it's meant to kind of fit in there pretty snug so that it doesn't come loose. As you can see here, there's like the little seal like right there. Now, it's not gonna come apart or anything. You just don't wanna cut it. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of walk you through briefly how to install this. It's super easy. It'll probably take you, I don't know, like 5 minutes or something like that. Not long at all. So let's go ahead and get it on there and get some testing and talk about the results. So the easiest way I found to install this is kind of tuck in part of it on one side, go to the other, kind of find that middle point and kind of tuck in a little bit up here. That way you can kind of make sure that everything is stretched as it should be. So once we have that stretched out, we can go ahead and just start putting it in. Now, the one thing I would recommend doing is starting with your tightest gap first, whether it be on the front of this piece of glass or on the rear. So I'm gonna take my shoes off though, because I'm not about to put my dirty shoes on my car seat. And we can just kind of pull this through right here. Now, as you can see, the sides really have a pretty big gap, all things considered. So I don't really need to push that in. It just kind of will sit down there nice and tight. So the nice thing with this too is it also prevents like dust and leaves and all kinds of other gunk from getting like shoved down in this gap. So it actually will help keep your car a little cleaner too. Okay, well that's all there is to install. Super easy. So that gap I showed you before, as you can see, is now filled in with this little rubber gasket here. And then along this piece too. Here you can kind of see the gasket. I have a really big gap right here, but I don't need to worry about it flying out, so that's all that really matters. It'll just kind of sit there and still help with the wind noise, so that's great. So there you go, super quick and easy install. Now that we have it done though, let's go ahead and go back on the road to the same spot, do the same speed, and get some more results. We are testing it probably about, I don't know, 30 minutes to 60 minutes after we did the first run. The outside temperature is pretty much the same. The wind is the same, so we should have some pretty comparable results. And here is the setup we have. GoPro here, We have our dB meter there. Now I tested with this decibel meter by like taking this and shaking it. Because in one of our last videos where we used this dB meter, a lot of you actually said don't have it attached to the top glass because any vibration will actually mess it up. But when I took this and shook it, it read the same. It didn't change. So I know that the vibrations will not mess up the decibel meter. Okay, so we are back from doing our test with this cool little decibel meter here. And I will say, I'm not really surprised by the results. It actually did decrease the decibels in the car. So to begin with, we had a stretch of road that we chose. This is about 60 seconds worth. And on the first go, we got roughly 79.5 decibels. Now, after we installed that wind noise reduction kit on the car, we redid that same stretch at the same speed, 70 miles an hour, and we were at about 74.5 decibels. So that is a drop of about 5 decibels. Now, what does that mean? Audibly in the car, I could actually tell there was a slight decrease. So the decrease in decibels, what can you relate that to? A 3 decibel increase or decrease is technically double the sound intensity. However, a 10 decibel increase or decrease is what we require to have a perceived twice as loud or twice as quiet difference. So that being said, we saw about a 5 decibel decrease. Yeah, it was quieter. That's what we wanted to see out of it, which I definitely think will help with some videos we have shooting in this in the future, because quieter always actually helps with the audio. But for those of you that aren't shooting video, that are daily driving this, I definitely think it'll help. That being said though, let's talk about what could affect that. Roads. If you have crappy roads with a lot of potholes and everything, that could increase the noise. Smooth roads versus rougher roads. You have your tire size, you have your tread depth, you could have your tire inflation size making a difference, as well as like loud cars going by. There was actually one time that I did a test when there was a loud motorcycle that went by and I saw a huge spike. So you really kind of need to think about everything because there's a lot more to wind noise reduction, or even just noise reduction, whether it be road noise, wind noise. And the big thing is going to be speed though. So I think maybe in the future I'll be doing some tests, running this at maybe 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and like 100 miles an hour, and see whether or not this works at all those. Because technically, the faster you go, the more wind resistance you're gonna be getting, and it's gonna make that much more noise. So if you actually are cruising along at 30 miles an hour, and then you are cruising at 70 miles an hour, it's gonna be louder in the car. But yeah, let me know down below if you guys test this out, what you think. I think for the price, it's kind of a no-brainer for me. But again, let me know down below. And of course, huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean. If you are looking to buy this product or accessorize your Model SX or Model 3, definitely check them out at the link down below. Using code TESLA inventory, all one word, will actually get you 15% off of that kit or any other cool accessories. My two personal favorites are definitely going to be the center console wrap for the Model 3, as well as the matte anti-glare screen protectors. It really helps keep fingerprints off the screen, keep it looking nice. I'll go ahead and link this down below too if you would like to test this out for yourself. I think this was like $60 or so. You just want to be careful because every year these do need to be calibrated. So make sure you get one that is fairly new so that it's calibrated and you can actually trust the results you're getting. There's actually this really cool online website. I'll go ahead and link it down below. I referenced it in my last video when we talked about wind noise from Model S to Model 3. Go ahead and check it out, but you can actually select like a 3 decibel difference and a 6 decibel difference. And there's like a little quiz section of the website and you can have it play whether or not it's a 3 or 6 decibel increase, decrease, or it stays flat. So go ahead and take the quiz. It's 10 audio selections long, and comment down below what decibel differences you did and what your success rate was. Did you score perfect 100% on being able to tell the difference in 3 decibel increases or decreases, as well as 6 decibel increases and decreases? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this quick video. I wanted to test this out and see for myself if it would actually reduce ambient wind noise basically, and 2 thumbs up from me. As always though, a thumbs up if you did enjoy that video. Go and click here to subscribe here for some other ones, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.